If there's one thing you can count on when it comes to Smash Brothers, it's that each game is going to be far bigger than the last. Nintendo consistently delights players with the amount of enchanting content and engaging gameplay that they manage to cram inside of each entry. But for the first time ever, we have a Smash Brothers that feels like more than just another celebration of Nintendo history. This one unmistakably feels like one massive celebration of video game history. So today, it's time to complete Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Here comes a new challenger! Yes! Danger!
Product provided by Nintendo. Welcome to the Completionist, where we don't just beat the games, we complete them. My name is Gerard Dragon Rider Khalil, and this is our 300th episode. I am so proud of the progress that my team and I have made all these years, and I'm so excited today that we get to commemorate this occasion with such a special game. Ready?
Go!
We might already have forgotten, but not that long ago, we were all scratching our heads wondering where the hell Smash for the Switch was. As soon as the system was announced, everyone immediately knew that it was practically tailor-made for the bite-sized bursts of gameplay and hefty amount of content that Smash was known for. But no one could figure out why Nintendo refused to print themselves sheet after sheet of money by simply porting over Smash 4. Almost everyone would have happily double-dipped to have a new Smash on the go. It took an entire year after the Switch's release before we got any Smash-related news, and the trailer we did get couldn't be any more vague. What the hell was this? Was it the port we were all expecting with a couple of enhancements? Or was this indeed a brand new mainline entry? As it turned out, neither was the case. This was Smash Ultimate, and it was something else entirely. It did not have enough new features or technological advancements to be referred to as Smash 5, but it also had far too many new additions to be considered a simple port. In actuality, it was something that other fighting game franchises have been doing for years. Mortal Kombat did it with the MK trilogy, and Street Fighter also did it with Ultra Street Fighter 4. Smash Ultimate turned out to be a rare, comprehensive upgrade, which explains why it took them so damn long to get it to us. Just about everything that has ever been in a Smash game has been thrown into one massive blowout for the ages. But this game isn't some hastily cobbled together monstrosity. The developers' care and attention to detail is evident in every meticulously maintained classic and every refurbished blast from the past. And of course, the tried and true fighting system based on platforms, percentages, and piece of cake controls is still present and accounted for. Smash Ultimate's direction was made even clearer with its depiction of the apparent grisly demise of all of our favorite heroes at the hands of some sort of laser-firing elder god. This is the Smash to end all Smashes, which bodes well for fans, but not necessarily for completionists. The last Smash Brothers was one of the toughest challenges I'd ever completed, and this one is far, far bigger. There are so many characters in this game. The roster may start off small, but you really get a visceral sense for how many fighters there are when you have to beat almost all of them to unlock them. And they make you earn it too, with the first few challengers being pushovers and the last holdouts being CPU monsters. With Ultimate, Smash has reached the point where its actual character select screen looks like one of those pie-in-the-sky fan-made mock-ups. See? You probably didn't even notice Big Smoke, did you? Even though Sakurai told fans not to expect too many newcomers in Ultimate, we still got a good amount of brand new additions to the roster. Smash fans can finally stop clamoring for their giant evil dragon pirate from space. The Inklings are a perfect fit, a no-brainer, and we got not one, but two Belmonts. That's a double dose of the Holy Spirit. And even then, there's the whole cast of characters who no one thought would ever return. When the E3 trailer dropped, you could practically hear all the long-neglected Pichu fans squealing sing in unison. And that's a very special feeling. A single character returning from the digital graveyard isn't that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. But to those few who really care, that gesture means the world. And taking those extra, seemingly insignificant steps is what Smash Ultimate is all about. Oh, and the roster is set to get even bigger with 6 DLC fighters confirmed for the near future. So depending on how you add things up, that's around 80 characters. That's utterly ridiculous. I'm telling you, the dream rosters that kids would yammer on about at the playground are now a reality. But while this gargantuan index of fighters is great for most players, it just makes certain challenges even lengthier for dedicated completionists, such as Classic Mode, Smash's time-honored equivalent of an arcade ladder. It's been simplified this time around, with a few battle stages, only a single bonus stage, and a final boss fight at the very end. But what this new version of Classic Mode lacks in complexity, it makes up for in sheer attention to detail. Every character's Classic Mode course is themed after them. Yoshi, for example, only battles against those of the Reptilian Persuasion, and all of Ryu's fights are stamina battles that take place on flat stages. Nice touches that make each Classic Mode run feel special, which is very much appreciated when you have to beat Classic Mode with every single character. Well, every character minus the Mii fighters. The high score tracker helps to keep you somewhat invested, and the difficulty slider lets you stay in control of just how arduous you want your run to be. But when you've got to beat Classic Mode a total of 71 times, you end up getting very familiar with this part of the mural. Where the hell are you taking that pic? Actually, if you're attempting to complete Smash Ultimate, you're gonna have to double your trips through Classic Mode, since the game also happens to keep track of your co-op Classic runs too. Just because these little medals pop up next to each character you beat the game with, I had to do so 142 times total. Doing Classic Mode with a friend is definitely the way to go though. At least you'll never get burnt out on the stages during all those runs though. It's impossible. With over 100 stages in the game, I'm still running into some and going, oh yeah, you're in the game too. Almost every single one has been brought back from Smash's past. Almost. Rest easy, Poke Floats. Things get even more ridiculous when it comes to the music. I've completed this game and I still haven't heard the majority of the tracks. We've all seen that graphic from the Nintendo Direct comparing the size of each Smash's soundtrack, but it's worth stopping and thinking about. There is so much music in this game that doesn't even need to be there. Think about how happy most of us would have been with merely an enhanced port of Smash 4. But instead, we got an upgrade that's filled to the brim with music. You know, something that's not even near the top of the list of important things to include in your new fighting game. It just further proves how much the people behind Smash Ultimate cared about delivering a comprehensive product. And that eye for detail descended all the way into the very bedrock of the game itself. Certain long-standing elements of Smash Bros. Have been retouched in Ultimate, or omitted entirely. And while some stuff is sorely missed, other aspects are now more accessible than ever. Take the short hop technique. It's pretty important for maintaining pressure with your aerials. But now, players can short hop simply by pressing the attack and jump button simultaneously. Now, you don't have to worry about pressing the jump button ever so slightly in the middle of the heat of combat. Directional air dodges have also made a comeback, providing players with even more control over their aerial defense. And another way to barely make it back to the edge. Little Mac appreciates this. It's stuff like this that makes me excited to spend some time grinding in training mode, which has seen an upgrade thanks to the new training stage. Knowing exactly how far your foes will fly at certain percentages just makes me motivated to get better at the game. But I couldn't help but notice that some stuff was missing. Where's Target Smash? Hell, I would have taken it in its inferior Angry Birds form. I miss the trophies and their little trivia blurbs, even though they were hell to collect. And not bringing back the home run contest is tragic. We still have to send the sandbag home. How's he gonna save his people without our help, Sakurai? There isn't even an all-star mode anymore, and I know how crazy it sounds to complain about that. Having to beat a mode in which you fight every single character in the game with every single character in the game was a completionist's nightmare. Smash Ultimate does include All-Star Smash, in which the entire cast drops in on you over the course of one long fight. But it's just not the same. There was something about those rest areas with the hearts and the music. That being said, All-Star Smash gets major points for me simply because there aren't any medals. Only one playthrough needed. The same goes for Cruel Smash, which is exactly as brutal as it sounds. But the 100-man Smash, now known as Century Smash, certainly does keep track. Tossing 100 lightweights around like ragdolls with every character isn't tough, but it did get tedious. But keeping track of all that completion criteria was easier than ever thanks to the revamped challenge board. It's now organized by game mode and is much easier to read. Breaking things into separate pages makes the monumental task of obtaining every in-game achievement far less daunting. Not to mention the fact that you can now earn extra instant win hammers. Those bad boys were a godsend when it came to the online challenges. Not to say that the online challenges are absurdly difficult. In fact, they're some of the most reasonable online-based achievements I've ever come across. But Smash's netcode is still so damn unreliable that I wanted to spend as little time as possible with it. The matchmaking snafus and omnipresent lag makes the online hands down the worst part about Smash Ultimate. But that's okay, since there are plenty of things to do offline. For every feature they remove, they seem to add in another one that's more focused on general smashing, like Squad Strike and Smashdown. Fantastic additions that reintroduce some of the variety that was lost with the omission of the stadium games. It feels like there's always something to do, especially because this is a fully portable Smash. Yes, we had Smash for the 3DS, but the differences between it and the Wii U versions were significant. Ultimate is almost the exact same game whether you're playing at home or squeezing in a few games at work. There's a reason that Smash was the first franchise that shot to everyone's mind when the Switch was revealed. It's because deep down, we're all just itching to play one more game. Smash has always felt like a party that rolled around every few years and is always inviting more and more franchises in. But now that party feels like it's grown larger and wilder than anyone ever anticipated. In previous Smash games, if you wanted your favorite character to get some representation, they had to be an assist trophy, an actual trophy, maybe show up in the background, or actually earn a much-coveted spot on the roster. But with the addition of spirits in Smash Ultimate, the doors have been blown wide open. Yeah, they're pretty similar to the stickers in Brawl. They're just little graphics you can apply to your fighter to power them up in ways that are based on that character. But back then, they were just an afterthought. In Ultimate, they've been given a huge share of the spotlight in the adventure mode, World of Light. I think a lot of us were hoping that this mode would be huge, but it ended up being way bigger than I expected. The map may be simple, but there are tons of hidden areas and branching paths, leading to hundreds of battles against the spirits, and featuring some of the most cleverly designed homages I've ever seen. Of course Metal Sonic is a Sonic that's literally metal, and of course Blanca is Donkey Kong with a screw attack in the jungle, and Gino's got the whole goddamn Mario RPG crew coming to kick my ass. That's awesome! These spirit battles are more than just fighting facsimiles. They're concise and imaginative experiences that let players know a little bit about the spirit's origins. Oh yeah, and some of these fights are no joke. As the World of Light campaign progresses, you've got to start paying attention to these spirits' rankings, typings, and abilities, because it starts to matter. Some fights are damn near impossible without the right loadout. World of Light ended up feeling like a genuine mini RPG with its boss fights, Easter eggs, shops, and surprising depth. My first playthrough clocked in at around 65 hours, but that may have been due to me doing it on hard mode. If you're looking to get your collectathon on with Smash Ultimate, then World of Light is the place to start. But that's not where the collecting ends, not by a long shot. First off, there is a New Game Plus mode for World of Light, but if you make sure to obtain all the spirits in your first playthrough, you'll have plenty of buff spirits to help you bop your way through New Game Plus in a third of the time. But there are hundreds of spirits that you can only get outside of World of Light, and most of them can be found on the Spirit Board, which periodically rotates through additional spirit battles. But you've got to blast little dudes to nab them. How the hell am I supposed to shoot that face? What have I done? But things started to get hairy when new spirits stopped showing up on the spirit board. Turns out that there are several spirits that can only be bought from the shops, and some can only be evolved from other spirits after being fully leveled up, and others can only be obtained by fusing multiple spirits together to summon them, but each of these methods requires spirit points. I was rolling in this stuff after my World of Light playthrough, but it started to dry up very fast, and that's when things got a little grindy. I had to start selling off the duplicate spirits from New Game Plus just to support my filthy spirit habit. It wasn't pretty, especially when actually battling the spirits is way more entertaining than buying them or summoning them. But thankfully, keeping track of them all was simple with the spirit list. After collecting over 1,300 spirits, I can safely say that hunting them down was some of the most fun I've had completing Smash Ultimate. It was almost like chasing after Pokemon, with some being far more rare than others. That includes some extremely exclusive ones, which could be problematic for future completionists. We've already had 3 spirits introduced to the game that were a limited time offer, and 2 that you can only get if you have Pokemon Let's Go save files on your Switch. This, plus the announced DLC, means that this game won't truly be completable for quite some time. But if it means we keep getting more great content, so be it. With every new franchise that Smash incorporates, that's just more excited fans and smiling faces out there. And at this point, any character is fair game. As I said, Smash has always been a celebration of video game history, but Ultimate, with its all-inclusive philosophy and reach that's wider than ever, is the first time it feels like the Smash series itself is one of the games that are being celebrated, as it should be. Among the all-time greats of gaming, Super Smash Bros. Is one of the greatest series of all time. But what did you get for putting in all of that work for completing it? Not much at all, really. Along the way, you'll be rewarded with things like gold and spirit points, sometimes spirits. There's also the notifications you'll receive for reaching certain milestones, but nothing substantial. Nothing for getting all of the medals, nothing for clearing the challenge board, and nothing for collecting every spirit. And that last one hurt quite a bit. But I hardly had time to be disappointed since I was having so much fun just playing the game. And now that I've completed it, I still want to play more. Smash Ultimate definitely has that special something that just makes you want one more game. So, is it worth completing? Well, let's break things down. There was 142 trips through Classic Mode. Easy, fun with a buddy, but tedious. 74 medals earned through Century Smash. This one's a drag, but still, no problem. 124 challenges cleared. Most of them cleared naturally just by having fun, and the rest were hammered down. No sweat. 2 100% playthroughs of World of Light on hard mode. A great little adventure that I might do again sometime. 1,302 spirits collected. Now this took some time, but what a time it was. Speaking of time, we're looking at 135 hours of total playtime. And finally, 32% damage from a single charge forward smash from Tom and Stinkmeaner. Damn, dude. Top tier. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is somehow simultaneously extremely comprehensive and not such a chore to complete. You don't really get anything for doing it all, but all it takes is a few minutes on the sticks to realize that playing this game is its own reward. Making it to 300 games completed in this show is very special to me, and I knew that I wanted to do something special for the occasion, and I'm happy to say that this game is both massive and wonderful enough to fit that bill, which is why Super Smash Bros. Ultimate gets my completionist rating of finish it.
finish it!
Thank you all for being a part of this massive journey with us, and we're still just getting started. The new season of The Completionist is here. If you want to support us on the show and get some cool exclusive content, head over to patreon.com/thecompletionist and check it out. We got a podcast and a board game show. And hey, if you missed last week's episode of the show, you can give it a click or tap right there on screen. And if you want to subscribe, you can do that too. I've been Gerard the Completionist, and I'll see you next week for another brand new episode of the show. Bye.